Say man. Welcome back to another episode of Check the Stats Podcast, episode 21 in this bitch, man. I'm your host, T Cal. You got my co-host to the far left, Big O, and at the bottom you got the one and only Big Versi, man. How y'all boy doing, man? We just made it through the first week of the NFL season, man. I mean, shoot, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I feel great, man. First week done, so much to get into, so much positivity to look towards for the rest of the season. It's only up from here.
Man, Chargers want to know. I'm feeling great.
And it's crazy because if he look at his schedule, he gonna be blushing even more because these niggas got Carolina next. So
hey, easy dub, man. Easy dub.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No, you gotta be humble now. You know your team's still kind of trash. But.
Hey, Omari, I will say this. You being part of the Dub Club is something serious. That's like looking at a shooting star. That's going to be rare this season.
Hey, why you playing those shoes? It's a team worse. It's about two teams worse in the division than them. So shoot, he might get a chance to get about 4 dubs feasting off the division.
Yeah.
Hopefully they show like signs of improvement, man.
And this year they play the NFC South division. So I mean, shoot, you got Carolina. They potential. I feel like they could be New Orleans, Atlanta. They really not all that to me personally, but you know we'll get into all the fancy stuff later. But without further ado, Mar, you can kick it off.
All right, man. What's good, y'all, man? Welcome to Check the Stats, episode 21, man. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off for y'all, man. So first things first, Tyreek Hill, man. I know y'all seen the video of Tyreek Hill getting arrested, man. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, to keep it short, sweet, to the point, arrogance. Like, I feel like Tyreek was very arrogant. That's the main thing that I took away from it. Just no type of humility in him whatsoever. I mean, I don't want to put all, the bad stuff he done did because everybody knows what he did, his legal matters and stuff with his family. So it's no need for me to acknowledge those issues and try to tear him down even more than what he's probably already getting. But I mean, that video was pretty sickening to watch. I mean, and it's accountability on both ends. We can start for the police officer at first. I mean, he is speeding for sure, but it's your job to keep a level head. It's your job not to react based off of just raw emotion. I know, trust me, I work at a school. So I know how it is to deal with assholes and douchebags that give you that attitude, give you that like I'm better than you type of feeling where it makes you just enraged and like, who are you talking to? So I understand how a cop feels coming up to a window. First off, anytime I'm dealing with a police officer, just personal experience, shoot, windows already down. Well, very respectful, trying to get in and out, praying no tickets because Lord knows we don't need the insurance going up. But I mean, just the pure arrogance of Tyreek Hill not letting out his window. First off, the tent was illegal as hell. I mean, his shit was looking like this damn remote. You can't see. It was dark as hell. So he could have got ticketed off of that alone. Then he was speeding 60 and a 10 in front of the stadium. And then on top of that, failing to comply with police officer orders. I mean, all they want you to do is let down your window and have a little bit of humility to receive the order that they're giving you. They could have just gave you a simple citation for speeding and let you go on with your day. But what did he do? Want to be an asshole, let his window up and tell him to get off of the window. Like, that, like, who do you think you are? It don't matter how much money you make in this world. It don't matter how much fame you accumulate. It don't matter how many nice cars you drive. It don't matter what lifestyle you live. That shit don't ever unlame you. You will forever be a lame based off of who you are, not what you got. So him thinking because he got all this money and he the hot shit in Miami, and to see the way he treated that officer was quite frankly, like I'm me personally, I'm out. I'm not a Tyreek Hill fan. Like, great player, respect what he do on the field, but he's an awful human being. And quite frankly, he did deserve to be detained because being that type of a person to defy police officer orders, and that literally, I'm pretty sure they knew he was a part of the team. I'm pretty sure if you're a Miami police officer, you know who Tyreek Hill is. But for him to do all that, the arrogancy, hey, don't tap on my window. All right, I'm getting out the car. First off, you never even have to get out of the car if you would have just simply complied with orders. Simply comply with order. It was literally gonna be a simple speeding ticket. And then on top of that, after they detain him and put him on the ground and all that stuff, they pick him back up. They try to bring him to the sidewalk, and then he's complaining, I just had knee surgery. Shut the hell up. You're about to play a football game, 60-minute football game, and you sitting here talking about you having knee surgery, you can't sit on the ground. Like, just like the stupidity and all of it, and the whole situation in itself. Now, the police officer, he was wrong on his end. He should have never, I mean, he did everything right until he forced that final pin down on the ground, which obviously emotion got to him, and obviously he's human, so I understand. I understand it from his perspective as a human, but also I understand it as, you know, you're the law. Like, you're literally like, we entrusting you to do the right thing despite how you feel, despite what somebody else did to you. So, I mean, him being on administrative leave, or wait, what is it, Charles? You it's not administrative leave, is it? Administrative leave?
It's administrative something.
Yeah, but he's on desk duty now. But I don't believe he should be fired. I believe desk duty should be appropriate for him at the moment. Eventually, he should get out after, you know, he learned his lesson and stuff like that, get his repercussions. But Tyreek Hill, I feel like he was completely in the wrong. They both, police officer and Tyreek Hill, had a hand-in-hand effect with what happened in this situation. And I personally, if the cop would have, if he would have took things a little more gently, a little more, okay, like, I'm doing my job, I'm not letting my emotions get into it, I would have had no fault in the cops detaining him. I mean, not pinning him to the ground, all the extra stuff. I mean, that was kind of excessive to me. But as far as the detainment, I believe it was completely like necessary and warranted. And hopefully, this is Tyreek Hill last time, but hopefully that goes to show the world, these people that y'all idolizing, that's on TV making the millions of dollars and catching these touchdowns and doing all this cool stuff, these niggas are lame in the community. They're lame in real life. Don't get caught up on the flame and the flash and all that stuff. It is, trust me, money don't unlame you, and Tyreek is a lame. I lost a ton of respect for that boy, even though, you know, it doesn't really matter. If he don't know who I am, shoot, it don't matter. But he is extremely lame. I think his public image looks even worse than what it already is from his back history with him and his kids and his wife. And, you know, I don't even want to get into all that, but he's an awful human being, and I'm not rooting for Tyreek. I'm sorry. That's unacceptable, and you shouldn't treat any human being that type of way in general, despite your position in life.
I agree with you. You looking at this from a critical standpoint, and we all not gonna sit up here and pretend like Tyreek Hill is an angel amongst, the common folk, because he's not. I do want to, I guess, look from a sympathetic standpoint from, him being in a position of being detained. Obviously, there were both parties in the wrong, and he did not help himself in that situation, because that could have completely been avoided if he would have just complied off the rip, like virtually anybody else in that position. The police officer was in his wrong too. They're in this position where they just trying to shout and bark out all these orders, and then they kind of forced themselves upon getting Tyreek to kind of comply to the point where he had no choice. And then you look at how the teammates kind of handled the situation, in which they're just trying to get some more information, maybe not in the best way possible, but I'm looking at guys like Calais Campbell, and I forgot the other teammate that was involved, and he was just getting
Jonathan Smith.
Yeah, so he was just getting conflicting orders from these two different officers. It was to the point where, like, you look at the video, he didn't even know who to listen to because he's just sitting back, just trying to figure out what the next step it is to do. All he's doing is just trying to make sure that Tyreek Hill is safe, make sure that his boy is all right. Ain't really much to speak on it other than the fact that both of these situations and the way that this situation was handled just could have been completely better off the rip on both parties. If you're in Tyreek Hill's case, all you got to do is just comply. And if you're in the police officer's shoes, you just got to not utilize your position of power to showcase dominance. You're supposed to de-escalate the situation at all costs and only cross that line when it's necessary. And I think we can all agree that that situation was not necessarily the most likely outcome had he just done that job of trying to de-escalate the situation prior to being in a forceful position. So, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. That's just what it is.
My take on this, man, easily, man. Respect goes a long way, man. Tyreek, man, look, all you have to do is comply with the police, man. Like, just be respectful, especially at the position that you're at. You know what I'm saying? You got people that look up to you, bro. You know what I mean? You know, you're one of the best wide receivers in the league. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it big. So it's like, kids are going to see this, you know what I'm saying? Be like a better image for everybody. Like, showcase a better image for yourself. Yeah, but he was talking crazy to the police officer. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it kind of pissed me off, too. Cause I'm like, bro, you acting, bro, you a grown man, bro. You older than all three of us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Acting
it was
entitled.
just like, bro, why you even acting like this, bro? All bro asked was, why are you speeding? Like, he knocked on the window, wrote it down, because they say he was going 100. One of y'all said 60. I seen somebody in the comments. I don't know. I watched the whole video and I looked at the comments and everything. Somebody said he was going 100, and I
But
was
just
just
think about it though. Like, these niggas, NFL niggas don't give a damn about a ticket.
they don't.
A ticket for that's chump change. That's lunch money. Like,
And that's what's so shocking. It's like you could just take care of that off the rip. Like, you won't even feel that in your pockets. That ain't hurting you whatsoever.
insurance going up, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing to them.
Bro, what you making all the money in the world, bro, and you like tripping, bro. Like, just comply, be respectful. The nigga probably would have let you slide. You feel me? Like,
He know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
you know who literally. So he expecting, like, bro ain't even approach him on no like aggressive stuff. Like, all he did was like knock on the window on some lights. They say, "Hey, bro, don't be touching my window, gang." Like, he'll call him twin. I'm just like, bro, this nigga is not your.
Omari, this nigga had tint darker than me and you, your shirt combined, and this nigga didn't say shit about no tint. He said nothing. He did not address a tint. He would literally ask him about speeding. Like,
Bro,
you know, like, he know who you are. He literally trying to let you off with a pass. Like, this is.
And to piggyback off what Charles was talking about, like the teammates and everything. Yeah, bro. Like, it was a point in time. He was like, the officer was like, no. You're talking to me now. He's like, let me see your license. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was good that the teammate complied, but it just got to the point where everything just got out of hand, man. But you know, it's like all of us are saying, bro. It's on both parties. It's on Tyreek, mainly Tyreek, and the officer. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he should be. I don't feel like he should be Dex duty, bro, because I mean, he did what was necessary, bro. And that ain't me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the Tyreek hater or nothing like that. It's just me being real. Like, you ain't got to act like that, you know what I'm saying, just because it's the police and everything like that. But bro approached you on some.
But my only thing to that, oh, sure, your stuff lagged. Your stuff lagged. That's the only reason why I was finna say something but didn't. But what I was gonna say, my only thing to take back from that is like, yeah, it was on Tyreek, but at the end of the day, we do expect the law enforcement to carry themselves with some type of professionalism, some type of, you got to have a calm head to work these type of jobs. You can't just be there's somebody, disrespecting you, and then you like, nah, fuck, I'm pinning you to the ground and arrest you, putting my knee on your back. Like, some of that stuff is a little excessive. Obviously, I mean, that's just based off of like raw emotion. So I think the cop kind of reacted like a human being would react to disrespect, and especially, and then to think about it, I mean, it wasn't just one officer. It probably was about 3 to 4. Like, it was multiple officers at that scene. So, like, I think if Tyreek literally didn't get out the car, Like he was just like, I mean, he was taking his time regardless. So I know that's kind of frustrating in itself. But if he's making his way to get out, it's like, okay, like let him have a second. Just let him have a second. Even though he's acting like a douche, even though you know who he is, give him that second before it's like, all right, now you're literally defying my orders. Now I literally have to get you out of the car. So I feel like he could have waited it out a little bit, and the backlash would have been less on him, and it would have been solely on Tyreek. So I think he messed up in that standpoint, especially saying that he had multiple officers with him. It just wasn't him by himself trying to take down Tyreek. So I think the police officer could have handled it way better. But like you said, Tyreek was hella wrong. Tyreek is a douchebag. Tyreek is arrogant. Tyreek is entitled. Tyreek is not respectful to anybody who doesn't have. And I don't even want to speak too crazy out of turn because I don't know him personally and I don't know how he carry himself on his day-to-day life. But a lot of comments and a lot of speculation from Tyreek Hill since he's been in the league. I mean, shit, since he's been in college. I mean, asshole, douchebag. Like, he might be a great teammate, but that don't mean I mean, bro, he gets in incidents every offseason. Every offseason. Like, it's not like last year, him on the boat. Him punching dude on the boat. Like, it's something constantly with him. And quite frankly, I forget about so much of the stuff that he done because it's been a lot. Like, it hasn't been just like he being defined with a cop. Like, him and his wife, him and his kid, like he hit. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that because that pisses me off just thinking about it. But Tyreek Hill, he was in the wrong. The cop was in the wrong. Hopefully, it was a learning lesson for both parties.
Yeah. I think what set the police officer. I'm tripping. What set the police officer off a lot, like what pissed him off, bro. This nigga let his window up while he was talking to him. So like, you don't do that, like you said, T. Like when like your window's supposed to be down when police pull you over. Like, you raise your window up, they automatically think they're not gonna think you a threat, but they like that raise like that's gonna raise their concerns. They're like, okay, what are you doing? And obviously he was making a call to Drew. That's what he was saying. He's like, call Drew.
That's his agent.
But it was like, you ain't even have to do all that. Like, the police officers weren't even gonna detain you if you just like answer their questions, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He probably was late to the game, you know what I mean? Just
he ain't late to no game now. Trust me. When it comes to that money, because lead niggas get fined for being late. So trust me. It don't matter how good he think he is. I mean, how good he know he is. The rules are the rules. I mean, to be fair, let me not even say that because, you know, superstars get superstar treatment, but I'm pretty sure Tyreek was beating the people that his teammates that pulled over to make sure he was good there. So he was early. Predominantly, I don't know what time exactly the stop was, but I'm pretty sure he was on time.
Yeah, he was tweaking, but it's all good. But nah, moving on to the next topic, man. The Jets and the 49ers game, man. How we feeling about the Jets, man? Like, what y'all think? Is it too late for them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all thinking?
I mean, for starters, that Jets 49er game last night was, safe to say, very disappointing to me. Biggest takeaways, Jets have no pass rush. No pass rush whatsoever. Hassan Reddick, I think he's the biggest winner of the night by far. Him sitting out, I mean, it's time to break up the Breeks truck because he about to get paid. Or y'all better do something with him because one thing for sure, them guys you got out there not cutting it. Like, let me tell y'all what happened in this game. They had a running back, but a name that we probably, I mean, I known, but the average football fan would have known as in Jordan Mason from Georgia Tech, undrafted from 2 years ago. He ran for 28 carries, a $147 and a tud on 5.3 yards per carry. Look at the time of possession was 38 38 to 21 minutes in the favor of the 49ers. Like, that was ridiculous. I mean, that's just straight up grown man football, the zone scheme to a T. San Francisco. I mean, look, all three levels. Like, I seen Russ and Ayuk. I mean, which is expected. You missed all the training camp, missed a wide open touchdown by Purdy, dropped in the bucket. Jennings. I mean, truthfully, I think Jennings was the most impressive receiver by far that whole day, despite Debo's his multi usage in the run game and also the pass game. Brock Purdy, 19 to 29, 231, no tuds, and also no INTs. It's safe to say for me, I think the 49ers is the powerhouse in the NFC. I think if you left out of week one after watching every other game and the 49ers to be the last game of your week one, you probably left saying, damn, like they look like they haven't lost a step. I wouldn't necessarily say they got better. I would say it don't look like they lost a step at all. I mean, the running game didn't go nowhere. All they receivers really had fair targets. They had their chances to get loose. And I mean, sure, you got their all pro fullback catching wheel routes on the sidelines. Like it's ridiculous. But the Jets, y'all, first off, I got a great question. What the hell are y'all doing with Mike Williams? How the hell did y'all get this man? I know he's fresh off an injury. I know he just recently got activated not too long ago. But you don't bring in a receiver of Mike Williams' caliber, even though he is on a 1-year deal, to play him less than 10 snaps in the whole game. Like, we think New York is great because they got Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. But after that, who they got? Like, I want y'all to name me their skill group and tell me do they move the needle for y'all whatsoever. Alan Lazard, does he move the damn needle? Yes or no?
Not even close.
Xavier Gibson.
Next.
Shoot, Tyler Conklin. Like, and he's an okay tight end, but he ain't moving no damn needle. You ain't pressing a game plan to stop Tyler Conklin. Like, the whole game plan literally relied on Garrett Wilson or bust. And at the beginning, it looked like it was working to a T until the offense kind of seemed repetitive, and it was like, okay, like, he's literally only throwing it to one person. Like, if we shut him down, we good. and it's safe to say, looking at these receptions or the receiving yards, the only people who got some catches outside of the four guys that I named was the backup running back that played limited snaps, and Braylon Allen with one catch for 9 yards. So they literally had no production from that wide receiver position whatsoever that was meaningful. I mean, Aaron Rodgers' only touchdown of the night was off of a offsides penalty that the defense low-key took a break on, and he got him a freebie. But outside of that, and then one drive that they scored a rushing touchdown on Breece Hall, the Jets look pretty sad. Defense looked like shit, and that's supposed to be their calling card. I mean, golly, getting ran over like that. I mean, Quinn Williams, at the end of the day, you're still on that line. CJ Mosley, I know you got hurt, but you still a linebacker, all pro at that. And then you got Quincy Williams, the brother of Quinnen Williams. He was a no-show. DJ Reed, Michael Carter, Sauce Gardner. I mean, this all-world secondary that's supposed to be the best in the league getting torched. I mean, but obviously, when you run the ball so effectively, your play-action game creates, obviously, you bringing up the backers, you bringing up everybody, and they're sunken into the run, and it's like, oh, shit. Like, you got Kittle for 20, you got Debo for 30, you got Greg Jennings for 50. I said Greg Jennings. Juwan Jennings for 15, you check for 10. Like, you're just getting killed left and right just off of the fact that you can't stop a run. So, if I left the game thinking anything 49ers, you ain't lost a step. You look pretty dangerous. I mean, safe to say that you might be back in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a way too early prediction, but they look like the best team in the NFC right now. And for the Jets, I mean, I want to see. It's hard to tell because obviously you're going up against that level of competition, which is the top of the league. And every team isn't the 49ers, so it's kind of hard to just really assess it for real. But I'll say give them about 2 to 3 weeks. Let them get their feet wet. Let them play a couple more games because their next 3 games, I mean, they should end up being 3-1 out of that next 3. I'm gonna name them for y'all. Let me know if these don't sound like guaranteed dubs. They got a 12 o'clock game against the Titans. They got a primetime Thursday night game against the New England Patriots that shockingly beat the Cincinnati Bengals. And then they got a Sunday game at 12 against the Denver Broncos. So do we all think they're going undefeated in that 3-game stretch?
They should, with the amount of talent that they have, bro.
And also, the next game after that is Minnesota. So
they should, bro. Honestly, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, 49ers, just off how they look, they are already one of the best teams in the league, bro. They were last year. Shit, they finna be again. They finna be this year. So it's like, I kind of want to tone it down on them because, you know what I'm saying, the 49ers has hell, if not the best, one of the best defenses in the league. So there's only so much you can do. And Brock Purdy was just doing his thing, man. So, like, the receivers were too. Everything just looked smooth and in motion, you know what I'm saying? Look like a good running car, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's only so much you can do. Like, either the 49ers are that good or the just are not what we think they are, bro. Like,
49ers are that good.
Yeah, like the Jets, you know what I'm saying? The Jets might actually be a solid team, but it's just the 49ers have so many stars. And it's just Jordan Mason was just looking like Marshawn Lynch. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't stop him. So great game from him.
I mean, in all honesty, I didn't really learn hardly anything from this game. I wasn't too high on the Jets to begin with. For the 49ers' sake, if there's anything that I did kind of gain a little bit of nuggets on, it made me put a little bit of pause as looking towards Kyle Shanahan as, I guess, more solidification and possibly some justification of, is he the best schemer in all of the NFL when compared to the likes of Andy Reid and Sean McVay? He's always been in that category. It's just a matter of whether he's number one or not. Because if you look at the size of these holes that you got Jordan Mason running through, you look at how wide open these guys are. I mean, like you mentioned it, like Juszczyk is running a wheel route at the fullback position, and he has nobody around him. Like he is nothing but free space around him to catch a pass. Like, how do you even scheme that open for a guy like that in a position that we, for the most part, is seen as dead in not only the NFL, but for like majority of all football programs in college, high school, middle school, like Pee-wee? Like, it's crazy. I seen a little bit of rust from the 49ers to a certain extent, obviously Ayuk, but, you know, to be honest, they look like they're in midseason form just off of their sheer level of dominance. I mean, we look at the Jets with their calling card. Like, over the past few years, we kind of gave the excuse of the Jets would be in the playoffs if they had a great quarterback because their calling card, their defensive side of the ball is amazing, and it is no signs of slowing down. So that should be their bread and butter, right? They gave up 8 straight scoring drives. You gotta really think about that. 8 times San Francisco had the ball and put points on the board. And that's on the defense with the likes of the Williams brothers, CJ Mosley, like Sauce Gardner. Like, we look at Sauce, or at least majority of the public looks at Sauce Gardner as possibly the best corner in the league to a certain extent. So it's like, how is that happening? We get how good the 49ers are, but you're supposed to be those guys. Like, y'all are the Jets. Y'all calling card is that side of the ball. How are y'all letting up almost double-digit scoring positions in a row simultaneously? Like, that shouldn't be the case. I also looked at Aaron Rodgers' performance as, like, if you're gaining any type of – I get he went against the 49ers, but if you're gaining any type of hope about Aaron Rodgers being that version of himself from Green Bay that won those back-to-back MVPs, I think you got to pump the brakes on that. We're going to probably get somewhere between somewhere closer to the version of himself where he's in his last year with Green Bay. A little bit of selective with where he throws the ball, a little bit of where he's kind of conservative with kind of putting the ball in harm's way. And you kind of seen that last night. Not a lot of risks being taken. I mean, hell, his interception was off of a great play by the defender that just got tipped up. So you're not going to see too much of that. He's not going to put up a whole bunch of big yardage, at least in my opinion. But to be fair, I'm not the biggest believer in the Jets. To me, it's Garrett Wilson or nothing offensively. I mean, Brees Hall had a couple of nice runs here and there, but at least against the 49ers, it didn't look like that was going to do much outside of that one drive where they took the lead early in the first quarter. I didn't really gain much from New York. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't think they're going to make anything shake. They're not going to be no threat in the AFC, at least to my opinion. As far as the 49ers, they are looking like the best team in the NFC for sure. Just off of the fact that, like you said, they don't seem like they have any sign of getting better. It's just they are already good, and they haven't looked like they're taking any steps back. They aren't slowing down. The offense looks great. The defense only gave up really one drive that kind of left you with some head-scratching moments. And then after that, they were shut down up until garbage.
Got in.
Yeah. So, like, I think that they'll be fine. 49ers, y'all got yourselves another roster that can potentially take y'all to the top. But now it's just a matter of getting there because you got no choice.
Thanks. So next topic, man. We seen that Jordan Mason had a amazing performance, man. But the post-game talk, man, the question that the reporter asked was, when did you find out that you were going to start? You know what I'm saying? That raised a lot of concerns. You seen the answer that he gave. He said, like Friday night. And then they asked him the same question in the press conference or whatever. And he was mad about it, man. So, like, how do y'all feel about that?
Rookie mistake. First off, keep everything in house. You say the politically correct answer. Nothing more, nothing less. If you don't know what to say, it's best to say nothing at all. Marshawn Lynch was the master at that. I'm here so I don't get fined. Simple as that. And I mean, if San Fran, if I believe that CMC was on the injury report prior to it, so I don't really see them getting any flack. NFL done already came out and like spoke on it and said like, we're not gonna investigate into this or anything. But at first it was kind of like what the like, did he actually just say that? And then obviously the scrutiny is going back to the organization because it's like, so y'all didn't do y'all due diligence by putting him on the injury report. Now we're kind of looking like, so that's the biggest, like, that's one of the biggest responsibilities that you have as an organization is to list the injury report based off of so many financial, the financial side of it when it comes to, first off, the NFL profits off of betting. So I can speak for myself that C-Mac missing, he messed up my money for sure. But we got fantasy. Shoot, I feel bad if you was a fantasy draft and you drafted C-Mac with one of your first picks because obviously if you didn't know, now you know he's one of the top fantasy backs in all of fantasy players in all of football. So to say that he was inactive, like I believe by the time I got home from work around 6:00, that's kind of when I got the news, and the game is at 7:15. So imagine you go through a whole week, however long it was before you did your fantasy draft, and you just finding out C-Mac's not going to play, and he's the Monday night game, which is the last game of the week. So that means the only person you could have potentially got was Jordan Mason, and clearly nobody got him. I seen in one of my other fantasies that somebody ended up picking him up last minute, and shoot, whoever got him, I didn't want to look at the fantasy score because I know he went ridiculous. But Jordan Mason, rookie mistake. Don't get the media too much because at the end of the day, it's only gonna hurt you. we done seen it already. They didn't get no flack for it, so I guess if they didn't get no flack, I mean, I guess it's irrelevant. Now, if it was something, then it would have been like, okay, like humongous flag, San Fran. I mean, I don't know how that works. Charles, do you know if they can't lose draft picks or nothing of that sort from little stuff like this? It's just probably like a simple fine or something of that nature, huh?
I think it's purely financial consequences.
Like they don't make enough money. Like should be thinking they caring about losing a couple. I mean, they ain't going up to the millions. They probably go high thousands for sure. 900K. Teach them a lesson. Put a hole in their lunch money that they would have used at the country club. Taking their young mistresses out. Like you know how it be with them old rich people. 900K ain't shit for them. 900K is like $5 for us. So
yeah, man. Oh, go ahead, Charles. If you want to.
I guess it's kind of unfortunate for Jordan Mason because like he had probably the best day of his young NFL career, you know, getting the spotlight, getting everything kind of, you know, handing it and opening up to him. The holes was great. The performance was great. The carries was great, yards per carry, all that. He was the best player on the field, at least productivity-wise, that San Francisco offered. The best player on both sides of the team for a Monday night's game.
Hey, we would not disrespect Trent Williams in this house. Not at all. Not on this podcast. Trent Williams was the best player on both sides of the. He was the best, best.
Well, if that's the case, then you can make an argument for literally anybody else on that 49ers roster. You can say the same thing about Fred Warner on the defensive side. I mean, you've seen the plays that he made.
No. Trent Williams is the best player on that 49ers team. He is the most effective. He's the second best player in the NFL. To me, outside of Patrick Mahomes, who's more valuable to their team than Trent Williams? Who he didn't go to any training camp and he allowed 0 pressures, 0 sacks, 0 hurries, and played every snap of the game.
No, I feel you from that perspective, but I'm saying like the perception of the game, nobody's going to sit up here and look at Trent Williams as being like the focal point of. Well, obviously we're going to look at him as the focal point for winning. But we're not just going to sit up here and look at him as gaining all the credit. Obviously, you know, you look at football aficionados like ourselves. He missed all of training camp, was on the verge of holding out, came back and basically just showcased why he's one of the best players the league has to offer in today's game. But we're looking at Jordan Mason and thinking to ourselves, like here's how crazy Jordan Mason's performance was. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL, and there's no arguing with that whatsoever. And we're sitting up here wondering if we could, not us, but there are people that are sitting back here wondering, like, is this a system that benefits McCaffrey? Because if you got the backup sitting up here doing this, like, maybe he should be splitting carries with him. Maybe they should be sitting up here getting him more involved. Maybe they should sit back here and utilize their ace in the hole as much as they can and I guess kind of prioritize the health of C-Mac by limiting his load for the most part. So, like, it's unfortunate for Jordan Mason to have a performance like this that we're all going to sit back here and remember fondly, kind of get overshadowed by this mistake of him just truthfully just opening up to what he was told by Kyle Shanahan. I don't think there'll be anything too much major coming out of this outside of just, you know, potential little slap on the wrist fine. It is a lot of implications, so you can see why the NFL would take this seriously. It's not just the betting, but the fantasy as well. I mean, for those that may not know, C-Mac might mess around and miss the next game as well. So, you know, buckle up if you're a C-Mac owner. I mean, he's probably the first pick off of the draft for literally almost every single fantasy team.
Everybody.
Yeah, so, and then don't get me started on the betting lines. I mean, truthfully, you know, I've recently gotten better with my prize picks, so I made some money. But
shoot, put in some damn flexes. You ain't got no heart to go put in a power. Hey, he ain't trying to get dirty. He trying to be clean and walk away with something.
Hey, because I'd rather walk away with something than be like you and walk away with nothing.
Shit, I don't blame him.
When I walk away with something, man, it feel like I'm on the top of the world. Ain't they can't nobody tell me nothing.
You got different to put them power plays in, boy. That's them 6 mans. You know what I'm saying? It's either all or nothing, basically with them. Boy.
And Charles is a simple man. He is simple, two to 3 man max. He ain't going no further.
Oh no, my last parlay was 5. I would have had hit big money if it wasn't for A-Rod. The best player when it came to TD interception ratio of all time, and in his first game back in like essentially a year,
2 years,
2 years, pick.
Damn. Man, but Jordan Mason, man, small mistake. It sucks because he had an amazing game, bro, and it's just unfortunate. Bro was just high on life. You know what I'm saying? He was very excited. You know what I'm saying? You were underdog. You got the best running back over you, playing in front of you. So it's cool to get out there and like showcase your skill. I understand, you know what I'm saying? But just a small
you can tell he was really sad though. Like you can tell like they done got in his ass for showing that locker room. He was like, dang.
Yeah, because he was like, that's why I don't talk to the media, man, because he's like, yeah, skip the question. Like that really pissed him off, and that sucks, man, because he had an amazing game. But I hope to see more from him. I hope they don't, you know what I'm saying, do him bad. You know what I'm saying? I hope they keep on feeding him and everything like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got the money to pay out the fine regardless. But would he get fined or would the 49ers get fined?
49ers. It would never be him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a small mistake. Yeah, but to the next question, man. So my fault. Yeah, to the next question, man. So other than Jordan Mason and everything like that, so is CMC the best back in the NFL, or is it the system? Is it the 49ers system that just makes everyone look good? You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. And truthfully, I'm not gonna sit here and try to be the rebel and try to give a hot take like, oh, he's not the best back because Jordan Mason done went in there and damn near did CMC level productivity in the same system. And it looked like the running game didn't take a step back. My only thing to that is we you can't disrespect the offensive player of the year. You can't. Not at all. He is 1-on-1. He had a stretch where he scored pretty much every game from like he scored, I don't know how many games. It was probably 11 to 12 consecutive games. I mean, C-Mac is 1-on-1. He's amazing. But I also think we do need to give some type of consideration to he's a great back and he's put in even a better system, which obviously makes him look spectacular. Now, we have other backs that are in certain systems that don't have the luxury of having a great play call at the helms like Kyle Shanahan, a running scheme that fits him to the T in the West Coast scheme, the West Coast zone running scheme, which in case the average fan doesn't know, it's basically a scheme where it requires a lot of patience and it's one cut and go. It's not a play around with it and try to do all this fancy stuff. It's you wait, you see the hole, you attack the hole. It's not a lot of thinking that goes into it. You got to have patience. You got to have good feet. But I think it's hard. Like Saquon, I think Saquon is another great example of we kind of all put him down in a little bit. You know, we put him down in the running back rankings despite knowing the level of talent that Saquon is in the running and passing game. And we put him down because of the shitty system that was going on in New York. And the moment he go to Philly, 3 touchdowns at the gate, great receiving and running game. I mean, he looked like a man amongst boys. And quite frankly, he carried that Philadelphia team to the dub. Not Jalen Hurts, not the defense. It was Saquon. Saquon was the difference maker. So I think CMC, I think he is the best running back. I think 2 things can be true. I think CMC is the best running back in football, but also Kyle Shanahan and the system is probably the best system in the league when it comes to running backs that run the zone, that can play in the West Coast zone run scheme, that has good patience, good burst, and is able to make that one cut read and turning it up. So it's hard. It's really hard because that's seeing Jordan Mason go out there and do what he do. I mean, I guess to other people that's a shocker, but to me it's really not because I'm looking at him like Elijah Mitchell when he was there. He was a really efficient back. I mean, we thought Elijah Mitchell was gonna be something until they was like, you're good, but I think we can do a little better than you. I think we can get somebody that's great. So I think if you're a running back, you're gonna always benefit off of the Kyle Shanahan system. That's a given by far. I mean, shoot, they had freaking what's his name? Damn, I forgot his name. He went to UNT. He was the running back. Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson was looking like a man amongst boys in that system. I don't know where the hell Jeff Wilson's at now, but
last time I checked, I thought he was with the Dolphins.
oh, you know he ain't with them. They say, shoot, they got that's a track team. If you ain't running 4.3, you can't even sit in that running back room. So safe to say, Shanahan has the best system in the league. CMC is the best back in the league. But I don't think it's that widespread as what we want to give it though. I think him and Saquon is a little more closer than what we really gave it credit for. And I know it's only one game, but we can't sit there and ignore greatness. Saquon looked great in his new system that he had. That was his first time ever being able to benefit out of that system against a really good Green Bay Packers team. I mean, the defense, iffy. That was an iffy defense, but we was able to see Saquon shine in his system. So let's kind of keep track on how Saquon looks in that system, and then let's kind of reassess midway through the season. But for now, I think Saquon I think CMC is the best bet.
I feel the same way, man. The system does play a huge role in how good a back can be, but like you said, bro, like CMC is one of them ones. He's been one of them ones since he was with Stanford. And we all know how CMC was with Stanford. He was amazing. Like, he was amazing. He was even amazing with the Panthers, even though, like, they overused him and, low-key made him injury. He was injury-prone playing with the Panthers because of how many snaps that he was getting. They were giving him the ball, like, a little too much when he needed a break. You know what I'm saying? But Kyle Shanahan, best offensive scheme, man, it's just, like, you can't deny talent, bro. Like, yes, it's a great scheme. Kyle Shanahan, yes, he's doing his thing with CMC, but you can't deny talent. You know what I mean? Like, he's just the perfect back, like, that you could have he's just the perfect back, bro. Like,
Receiving, rushing, pass pro. I mean, sure, he can do it all.
He can run you over. Hell, he can hurdle you. Hell, he can outrun you. Hell, he's strong as hell. Like, he's everything that you would want in the back. So we gotta really come on now. You gotta know we gotta know talent, bro. Because CMC is just one of them ones. That man is different.
For sure. I think that it is close. Like whether you want to give all the credit to the success San Francisco has to CMC and his running ability or his playmaking ability and to the system itself. I looked at the numbers over the years when Kyle Shanahan was named the coach. I think he was named the coach in 2017. So I got it right here. So if I'm looking at this, it's a long lineage of successful running backs. I don't want people to sit up here and think that like you need to get over 1,000 yards just to be considered to having a great season for a running back because it depends on what type of offense that you have. So I'm looking at what San Fran did. In 2017, they had Carlos Hyde go for 940. In 2018, they had Matt Breida go for 814. In 2019, they had Matt Breida go for – no, I'm sorry. In 2019, they had Matt Breida go for – what is this? I'm sorry, my fault. I'm over here getting ahead of myself. In 2018, Matt Breida did go for 118, but in 2019, it was a three-headed monster of Mostert, Breida, and Tevin Coleman, and they ended up accounting for nearly 2,000 yards, and that was the year that they went to the Super Bowl. So it's like they was being extremely productive over the years. And then you already mentioned Elijah Mitchell, who got 963 the year before they got Christian McCaffrey. So it's like C-Mac you could sit up here and act like you can't say that he doesn't benefit from the system because the system has been very successful for everybody else. But at the same time, he is the perfect running back for this scheme. I mean, he not only gives you the greatness of his running ability, you mentioned his pass catching ability. He's been there for only 2 seasons. He already has over 1,000 receiving yards, which is something that you expect from traditional receivers. You don't expect that from someone from the backfield. Um, Also, you got to look at how available he is in terms of his pass pro, in terms of him. You throw a receiver, you throw Ayuk the ball, you throw Debo the ball, and he's trying to evade some defensive players. I mean, McCaffrey would go down there and he'll try to lay down some blocks for you for sure.
You also don't forget. I mean, shoot, it's several times in the game with Kyle Shanahan. I'm like, fuck it, Debo, you go be the running back. McCaffrey, you go play the slot. You go play the receiver because you're that talented at the wide receiver position where if nobody didn't know no better, shoot, they would think, damn, who that receiver right there? They wouldn't think you were running back.
He's just an athlete, bro. He can literally play any position, any skill position, bro. He's different, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy too, because it ain't even just that. He could throw the ball too. Like he got a couple passing touchdowns on his resume. So it's like, while those are trick plays, I mean, like you don't just give that to any running back in the NFL. You only get that to a select few that has the defense sucked in, get sucked in to, stop the run. And
such as my running back myself, Joe Moneyman Mixon threw that touchdown in that Super Bowl.
Exactly. Hey, we're gonna get to it, but I think it's a little bit of both. Definitely a lot of credit goes to Shanahan and his scheme. I mean, I'm not just sitting up here comparing him to the likes of McVay and Andy Reid and considering him to be the best play caller in the NFL, or at least having that conversation for no reason. I mean, like you see what he does all the time with his motions, the amount of people he has in the backfield, the amount of protections he has, the gaps that he has, these running backs. You could fit a Mack truck in between the tackles, the guards, the centers, the way that they're pulling, the way that they're climbing up to the second level, the way he got these receivers going out and doing more than just receiving the ball. Like they're actually looking like traditional blockers. But at the same time, I mean, C-Mac is the best back in the NFL because of his talent, and we all kind of seen that ascension when he was in Carolina. Maybe we kind of forgot about it over the years after his injury history. But once he got into San Francisco, he put the whole league on notice because while he didn't necessarily elevate San Francisco to heights that they haven't been before, he gives them that level of dynamic ability to where now it opens up so much. I mean, compare his time in San Fran to Carolina. He ain't never been around these type of playmakers. I mean, he's getting I'm not saying he's solely responsible for this, but I mean, he's getting guys like already established receivers like Debo and George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk and even to a certain extent Juwan Jennings, and he's making them look like the great receivers that they already were, and then he's making them look even better just off of his ability to tote that rock, to do all these different things. So to me, it's the perfect blend of scheme and fit. C-Mac is the greatest fit, and this is the perfect scheme for him to elevate his play on this level.
I like that. All right, so next topic, man. We seen the Houston Texans play at the Indianapolis Colts, man. So that was a good game, man. What are y'all thoughts on that game?
First off, I mean, I just want our CDS audience to know that every week we are going to be doing a Texan special of breaking down every single game that they do. I mean, that's my squad. I love them. First off, 29-27 is extremely too close for comfort. That's me as a real diehard Texans fan. Is very frustrating to see us in the game with the caliber opponent of the Colts. Now, are the Colts a bad team? No. But are they on our level? Hell no. Not on any day of the week. It's no way on God Green Earth they put up 27 points on that defense. That played, to be honest, they played an outstanding game. I mean, shut down Jonathan Taylor entirely. 16 carries for 4. He had 16 carries for 48 yards. He scored his touchdown off of a blocked punt. He averaged 3 yards per carry. Like the defense, and that's another big thing. Our run defense last year was atrocious. I mean, just awful. So this year, us being able to come up and lay the boom with the new additions of Al-Zaire, Danielle Hunter. We got Danielle Hunter. We had Mario Edwards. I mean, I can list player after player after player all day long, but we looked fantastic on defense. Now, the one thing that really had me sick to my stomach was us giving up all them goddamn big plays. We cannot continue to give up big play. Like that's the only reason that the game looked anywhere close to what it actually was. I mean, what it did was simply off of a big play. Now, right here in my hand, right here, I have the stats of all these receivers. Alex Pierce, 3 catches, 125 and a touchdown. 3 catches for 125? The one catch, everybody and their mama know what he did. He caught it on the he slipped back in the pocket and threw it like that. And it was an outstanding throw. First off, we're in cover 4. Jimmy Ward, what in the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how did Derek Stingley have a better beat on that ball than you, and you're the deep? You're deep right there. That's your responsibility. He went over there to try to save your ass, and everybody was looking like, oh, Stingley got burnt by blah, 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 blah. Stingley getting cooked. Shut up. You don't know football. That was clearly not man-to-man. And no name, fashion, it wasn't man-to-man. So we can calm that down. Derek Stingley simply, he had nobody in the zone. He followed the receiver. They threw it to him, and he tried to make a play on the ball. Was that his responsibility to make that play? No. That's supposed to be Jimmy Ward, which gave up another big play in the fourth quarter, getting snagged on again by the same guy I just mentioned, Alex Pierce, in the middle of the damn field when we had them dead to rights. Like, that's the only way this game was even remotely close, was strictly off of big plays. Secondary played outstanding. Defensive line, amazing push. Danielle Hunter didn't have a sack, but his impact was felt. Will Anderson getting, quite frankly, triple team, and we don't even got the Nico Autry out there yet. And I mean, we're generating a ton of pressure. Now, we have our guy, Al-Zaire. He looked solid for sure, but and Jalen Petrie, let me put you in this boat. What the hell are we doing with these tackles? When we're in that open field and it's you and the ball carrier, y'all did an exceptional job for the most part of that game. But it's no way on God green earth that you're missing these critical tackles and we're going to be anywhat of a Super Bowl contender. You can't. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm trying to be a perfectionist for my team because we're contending. We got all these good pieces and everybody putting us in these talk, but it's no way. It's no way that Al-Zaire missed that tackle on 4th down and let Richardson score that touchdown to get him up close 27-29. It's no way. It's absolutely no way. You're the linebacker. You're the beat. You're the captain of that defense. You're a tackling machine. And the fact that you allowed that, when I tell you I almost broke my TV watching that, I almost broke my TV. I was so infuriated with that shit, bro. I was boiling hot. I was boiling hot because that game should have never been that close. It's nothing but big plays that led to their touchdown. Now on the offensive end, I mean, we look rusty. I mean, I'm not gonna say rusty because we haven't played a game. That was our first game together. We look like we're getting acclimated. I feel like Bobby Slug, he caught a good game. I feel like he was trying too hard at first to kind of to show everybody like I got all these new fancy toys and I'm finna go out there and use them and throw it all over the park and all that stuff. Which at first, you know, he was trying to figure it out. We dinking and dunking, but once we figured out, they coming out in these light ass boxes. They got all these DBs on the field trying to defend our pass because our receivers are so dynamic and scary. We put that bitch in 28 belly, and when I tell you that man toted that ball for 30 carries, 158, 59 and a ton, and 5.3 to carry, hey, that's a bad man. That's a bad man. That's a top 5 running back. That man fits my scheme. First off, I think we need to take a second to bow our heads and give thanks to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing us to have money making mixing in our lives. I'll do the honors. Dear God, I am very appreciative of you bringing Joe Mixon in our life, man. This is the best running back we done had since Arian Foster. Arian Foster! Oh my goodness. I almost shed the tears. God, if you're listening right now, we need to continue this run success, Lord. We haven't had a run game in many years, Lord. I'm telling you, we had mediocre backs, but this back is different, Lord. This is different. I'm very appreciative. I'm very appreciative. I'm gonna take it for granted, Lord. In the name and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Hey, man. Hey, we got a run game and it's active and it's live and it's exciting and it feels so good to see our big boys. We got Kenyon Green. We were finna write him off, and he said we're not writing back. It's no more right backs. I'm finna show you right now. I'm from the city. I'm not trying to leave the city. I see what we got going on. We got all these superstars. We popping it. I'm not trying to leave. So let me do my damn job and go block these guys. Man, he was a road grazer. Larry Tunsil, get your shit together. We don't need all them penalties. You're too good for that. You had an exceptional game. You did your job. You protected the blind side, but I hold you to a different standard. We don't false starts. Those penalties, you're too high of a player. You're the second best left tackle in the league. I expect more out of you. You're the leader of that line. We don't need none of that. But as far as us in general, I mean, Stephon Diggs, he played his role to a T. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. We didn't let him, he didn't have a Stephon Diggs type of game. But my personal opinion, I'm not expecting him to have Buffalo type of production coming to Houston. We already have a clear-cut number 1 and number 12. I'm pretty sure y'all know the name Nico Collins. That is the number 1. I mean, first and foremost, Lord have mercy. That catch, first off, he dropped a beautiful ball. CJ Stroud threw to him in a cover 2, and it's the only spot he could have put it, and it hit him right here. And when I tell you, my mouth dropped because of how beautiful us football aficionados, we know how beautiful of a throw that you have to, like, he put that thing where only he could get it. And I'm not even talking about the one he caught. I'm talking about the one that hit him right in the face. That was absolute. That was art. But the 3rd and 11, after we had 3rd and 6, and we got the false start penalty, man, when I tell you CJ Stroud put that bitch on a beam, oh my goodness, that was probably the best. I'm not going to say the best throw because everybody going to hype up the Richardson throw, which, quite frankly, was the best throw of the week. I'm not going to sit there and say it's not. That's extreme arm talent. That was beautiful. I'm not even going to sit there and deny it. That was a beautiful throw. But I think CJ Stroud throw was a little better. Just based off a scenario when the team absolutely needed it the most, he put it in the only place the receiver could get it, and Nico made a fucking grab. He made a grab, and it was beautiful, man. It was absolutely beautiful. Nico going up on 2 defenders, snagging him. I mean, Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. I mean, is it too early to say we Super Bowl contenders? I mean, I'm not there yet. I seen Kansas City. I know what they present. I know the AFC's tough. So I'm not one of these Texans fans that speak too out of turn. I'm not like the Cowboys fans that we're going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm not that. Trust me. I'm a very realistic person. I have realistic goals for us, but we look pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie. To say that we're still figuring it out, how to utilize everybody and how to what spots we need to be putting people in, we look pretty damn good. And CJ, and it's crazy because we look like that. CJ played a 5 out of 10 game. 6 out of 10. Let me say 6 out of 10 because I hold CJ Stroud to those high standards. If he would have made the throws that he would have made, he would have probably had 5 incompletions the whole day. Because he missed on a wide open touchdown to Tank Dell. He underthrew him. But Tank Dell, quite frankly, if he lead him in stride, that's a touchdown for Tank. And we having a whole different conversation because we blowing the doors off on 40 plus. And then on the Nico throw, he had both of them beat. If he would let him in stride, that's another walk-in touchdown. He kind of underthrew it, which was kind of disappointing. I mean, I know the pressure was getting to him, so he had to get it out. But I mean, it would have been nice. Anthony Richardson out there slinging it. CJ, if CJ could have matched him with another beautiful ball, that would have been something for a tub. But I mean, it happens. I think it's just week one, getting to know each other. I mean, I think my team, we're in a great position right now. I think this is who I've never felt more confident in a team in my Texans than I have now. And I mean, I can't wait for Sunday night against Caleb Williams so we can show them. And hopefully I'm in attendance because I'm trying to get tickets. Lord. I might got to do another prayer before we get out of here for that one. But I need them tickets to that Sunday night game because I will be in that bitch rocking and shaking up the NRG Stadium. I'm making the noise. I'm coming in. I'm in my big red. I got my face paint going. I'm trying to get it jumping, man. I promise you, bro. I'm here. I have full. I'm 10 toes down on my team. And Charles, y'all going down. I don't know when we play y'all, but y'all going down. Y'all crazy because y'all just lost to them too. We gonna show you how to put them down. We're gonna show you how to put a bear down.
Nah, real quick. The Texans look great. I like y'all offense, man. It looks very electric. It looks explosive. Man, it's great, man. To me, CJ looked good out there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he did miss some relatively easy throws, but he looks good for the most part. Joe Mixon, boy, you had a hell of a game, boy, and I've been vouching for you. I knew you was like that. I've been knew you was like that.
Cincinnati, you fumbled, my brother. Zach Moss and Chase Brown not the same.
Yeah, but he looks amazing in that offensive scheme. He looks real good out there, bro. He looks like old Joe Mixon. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Omari, did you see that? I don't know if you've seen it. He put a block on, bro. It was a backer coming right down the hole, and he laid his ass out. Oh my God, he put him down.
Yeah, I seen it, man. But y'all receivers look great. Stephon, he looks pretty good. He ain't do nothing too crazy, but it's good that he caught the TDs and everything like that. Nico, boy.
Top 10 receiver, man. I'm trying to tell you.
That nigga nice, boy. Hey, that catch, that one where, you know what I'm saying? It was like third down. It was a third down. He had to get a conversion. That's what it was, right? Yeah, see that drop back? He threw that. That boy got he jumped, extended. I was like, oh.
Recaps.
I'm driving, watching this. I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, that was a good-ass catch, bro.
We wish Herbert could do that.
Yeah, he has stuff. Them boys. Did he say he wish I could do that? Stop playing with me, nigga. Nah.
Oh, no, not you.
He said he wish you could do it.
Oh, no. He talking about that boy in L.A. And we ain't talking Stafford.
He talking about he said Herbert. Man. Yeah. This is a tech. We're not talking about the Chargers. Even though we won. You know what I'm saying? That game was shit, that game was we can do better.
That hell was the shit bowl, boy.
I wouldn't say that. Hell no. It was an interesting game. If you watched it, it was an interesting game. I liked it. It's just third
that's
down.
low. That's low level offense at its finest. Like
it's just third down. It's
Vegas.
down.
Vegas had no offense. If y'all couldn't beat them, y'all couldn't beat Carolina because Vegas is awful.
Yeah, they had bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like Gardner Minshew, he played out. He missed Vontae and Myers too much. Like, he kept feeding the ball to Brock Bowers, which is good because he on my fantasy. So I wasn't tripping. But it's like
he going against his own team for his own personal game.
I ain't even that. I just Look, bro, he was on my fantasy team. I'm like, cool, feed Bro Bros. But I still wanted us to win, and we played. It's just
Nah, I
we
played
couldn't
great.
convert.
Y'all.
We couldn't convert on third down. That shit was pissing me off. Harbaugh was getting the boys off the field. I'm like, just let Herbert like play, bro. Niggas dropping open passes. I ain't gonna lie, QJ looked way better. I say that he looked way better, but bro, like I ain't gonna lie, Lad is already better than him. That damn touchdown was extremely nice, but QJ looks a lot better than last year. But he did drop one pass, and that shit pissed me off. I said, God damn, he put it on the money. Like it's like
I don't
Herbert
want to
can
see
do
them
it.
Texans.
But anyways, yeah, back to the Texans, bro. Sum it up, y'all look great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all for sure should win y'all this division and go pretty deep in the playoffs, bro. Y'all Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, y'all can. I can see y'all in it. Y'all just gotta win them hard games, honestly. So that's it.
Hey, T Cal, which one is it? Is it cookies or Galaxy guys?
That boy on them whippets, ain't he? What the
Oh, the whippets.
that nigga on that? Them niggas, that nigga tripping.
Man, what?
Oh shit. Go ahead,
Hey,
bro.
Why you say that?
bro, talking about I'm going down. Like I lost to the Bears, fam. I play the Bears on Sunday night. Like I'm going to the game. I'm gonna be there. What you talking about? But hey, I
Give me
ain't
some
gonna,
tickets.
huh?
So let me get a ticket.
Man, you know you're a lover boy. He gonna be in the bed watching anime with you, girl.
Anime is crazy. I haven't watched anime in a long time. Be playing the game. I'm trying to go to a game. I'm trying to go to a Texans game. I'm for sure. I done been to a Rockets game, but I ain't never been to no Texans game.
Hey, that mug gonna be rocking on Sunday night. Let me tell you.
Give me a ticket, bro. Stop playing with me. I only been in the Texas Stadium one time, and I've been living in Houston since summer 15. So
Nah.
9 years in the city and NRG only seen your face once.
y'all niggas was trash for a while. Y'all good year was when y'all had Deshaun Watson, bro, and D Hop. Y'all had Jay.
Shaw went around for that. He was
Y'all,
with Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, AJ Browns, Johnu Smiths. He was on that side of the bargain. So you
Brandon
can't
Brooks.
he don't relate to us. But go ahead, Charles.
Go ahead, Charles.
Mm, I see it was the Yerk 30s.
Instead of young 30s.
But nah, I'm gonna speak objectively for my Texans. This is an alarming stat that I found. So Anthony Richardson threw for 212 yards, right? He averaged around 11 not 11 yards. Yeah, around 11 yards per attempt, But he only completed 9 passes, under 50%, 9 for 19. He averaged nearly 24 yards per completion. That is horrific. Like for us to allow over 200 yards off of less than double-digit completions, that's something that's got to be cleaned up immediately. I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, we're in palms, quarters, cover 4. There is no way in hell you should have a seam go the distance, not once, but essentially twice. All these damn bombs, it's like you really gotta find a way to clean that up immediately. The explosives killed us all game. I mean, I was thinking that the person that could potentially be a game breaker on their side of the ball would be Jonathan Taylor, seeing that he is one of the most underrated backs in the league, in my opinion. And we basically shut him down. We treated him like how we treated Derrick Henry last year. We knocked him off. I expected a little bit more of a splash from our defensive additions. I mean, it's not like they play bad or anything like that, but when we get a player like Danielle Hunter, you want to hear that 4-letter word sack. You want to see Aziz not only make that tackle, but get that interception. I mean, he got the hands on the ball. I mean, he could have put the ball for the Texans in like enemy territory already. Like that's a great field position. That's a missed opportunity for him. He got the deflection, but You know?
Henry Toto deflecting a damn pass that Bullock was going to easily pick off with his second pick of the night. I mean, god damn.
Yeah. I think I told you I got faith in Toto to fill that void for Christian Harris for the time being. Like, I think he's a really nice backer for sure. But I like to see a little bit more from Aziz. It's not like you said he didn't play bad, but I mean, in certain moments, like you didn't remember how good of a game he played. You remembered him almost costing us the game with that missed tackle on 4th and goal. So stuff like that is unfortunate, but when we hold you to that standard, it is what it is. But man, those are the cons I could think of for the most part. I think CJ played a fine game, fair. He was a little bit more carefree than I would have anticipated, but I mean, no turnovers whatsoever. Got the ball out quickly as best as he can.
Thank you, Lord.
When he was getting hit, because he did get pressured a bunch, he was getting the ball out, and he wasn't taking no unnecessarily hard hits. I mean, he was trying to get down. That boy Joe, that boy be mixing, don't he? Oh my God. Jeez Louise, man. I mean, we got a blessing from Cincinnati for sure. I mean, I'm thinking to myself after this game, like, granted, we ain't supposed to overreact, and I swear I don't want this to be an overreaction, but I mean, like, we didn't even see how effective he could be in the receiving game. So it's like, can we realistically expect a $150 from all purpose each game?
Yeah.
That's a serious question I'm thinking to myself. I mean, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, how the hell do you outplay a guy and have the best game out of all the new additions on the offensive side of the ball when one of your competitors had 2 touchdowns in the red zone? One of them to essentially what we thought was going to be putting them on ice until Anthony Richardson got that late score. So it's like, man, that's a great sign to have. You mentioned the best back that we've had since Arian Foster. That is not an understatement whatsoever. I mean, that boy was on Instagram Live in the locker room, walking your trap, take over your trap. And he did that for a reason.
The aura, like, did you feel like, nigga, that's good teams do that. Bad teams don't get in that hole and celebrate like that. Like, what? I was in that hole, walking your trap, take over your trap. Like, what? I'm turned with him. I'm what?
And then I'm over here looking at this. I'm like, man, this man has been electric this whole game. I mean, he had a couple where he could have busted him he could have got close to 200.
Tripping over his damn legs, all that high stepping. Man, run the football. And then he slipped on the turf one of the times because that turf was horrendous.
Yeah, that turf was in competition with what we saw in Brazil on Friday night, man. That was insane. You ain't even mentioned that play on 4th down, what got us the points on the first drive with CJ slipping on that horseshoe and still finding a way to be composed enough to get that first down. Oh my goodness.
I mean, CJ so elite in itself. It's like I feel like those type of plays is like, okay, like that's another play for CJ. I mean, shoot, from what we didn't experience last year, I mean, shoot, that's cake for him.
Mm-hmm. And then keep in mind too, like Joe Mixon was essentially like a no-show in preseason. So like this was his first real deal, you know what I'm saying, game action.
Wait. Running backs on the other, running backs don't need that type of action though, because at the end of the day, running back is the easiest position to translate from collegiate to pros. So this, like, if you're a pro and you know the system and it fits you, and obviously you get a little practice time, you don't need no in-game reps. In my personal opinion, for running backs.
That could be true, but I don't give a damn how easy it is. You got $160. That ain't easy. So
but I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that him not playing in the preseason, that didn't give me no, like, cause for concern or like any type of like, worry in my heart. Like, damn, like, how is he gonna look week 1? I'm like, that's more of a positive than a negative in itself, because it's like, okay, like that's less hits he got to take, because at the end of the day, running backs, you're in collision the whole game in pass pro and running, like you're getting hit. So that was less hits hits on him in the preseason, and he came in completely fresh. And then on top of that, he said he didn't have his legs. So,
man,
just imagine when he get his legs. Lord have mercy.
and that's a scary feeling for everybody in the AFC. I promise you. I knew how good Joe Mixon was. Like, I looked at him as like one of the forgotten pieces, him and Danielle Hunter, that as far as like free agent signings or players we got in the offseason, new additions. But I guarantee you I didn't have Joe Mixon leading the league in rushing on my bingo card. So like that is a sight for sore eyes. Oh my goodness. Diggs, he played pretty well. I look at him as being a timely receiver. I mean, like you heard him in his quotes after the game. I mean, like third down, go to one. You know, like I don't think that that'll necessarily be the case 100% of the time because you can go to Tank, you can go to Nico, you can go to Dalton. Hell, you could go to Brevin for all I care. You could do whatever you want if you CJ Stroud with all them weapons. But I think Diggs played pretty well. For those that didn't really get a chance to watch the game, you might look at 6 for 33 and not think of that as like the greatest game that you would expect a caliber receiver of his level to have. But I mean, if you look at those catches, a lot of them were timely. It's not like it was anything of big nature in terms of yardage wise, but he got the ball in the end zone twice for a reason. I think he's going to be a great red zone threat, and I got a lot of promise after what I saw.
Wait. Before you go, I want to ask a question for both of y'all before we get off of this. What, as you know, football players, y'all play higher than me. Would y'all prefer as a receiver to go crazy for the yards with no touchdowns or touchdowns and limited yards?
Touchdown, limited yards.
Yeah, I think
so y'all prefer more of a Stephon Diggs type of game, than like a I don't really know who went crazy for outside of Jalen Reed, and Reed scored 2 touchdowns. So I was like, that's kind of a bad comparison in itself. But y'all would prefer the touchdowns over the yard.
Yeah, the touchdown, the yards can get you paid as well. But I mean, you putting points on the board, like that's gonna be your big
team win, bro.
And that's not even a question for me. I'm a defensive player. I'm trying to stop niggas like Omari because he's a receiver. So it's like that would be a better question for him. But we kind of in the same boat. Putting points on the board would definitely do a lot more for us or for him per se, than getting a whole bunch of yards and nothing to really show for it in the end zone. I think D-line played pretty well. We got a lot of interior pressure. For us to be missing Danico Autry, it sure didn't look like that was the case.
Mario Edwards.
Fudukasi, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he got him some action too. We got some pressure by Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter as well. That boy Kalen Bullock didn't take long for him to make a name for himself, did he? So
I'm the one who tried to tell you and the other folks that weren't too tuned in to the Texans and what we were doing. I'm like, that boy out of USC. I mean, he's a ball hawk. I knew it. I mean, me being a Texan fan, I do my research after we get our draft picks, you know. And then he kind of stood out on film, and I got a couple homeboys play football to point him out and was like, he is nice. Like, he's one of the ones, like, be on the lookout for him. So him doing what he did, no shocker there. I mean, sure, he's I'm not gonna say he's starting, but he's in the rotation. He's playing a lot of snaps. So it's safe to say he made his impact felt, and he will be a key contributor to this potential Super Bowl run that we can potentially make this year.
You seen what Derek Stingley said about him? He said that he's different.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
that's what teammates supposed to say.
You said, nah, they're not just gonna give him props like that, man.
Trust me,
you're supposed to as a teammate. If
trust
you
me,
have
Deshaun Watson is different, and look at him, he's differently ass. He's very different.
I mean, think about it like this.
You said he came from USC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, I don't know why I thought that boy went. Never mind. I don't know why I thought he went to Georgia. I don't know why I thought that.
That's Kamari.
That's Kamari.
Yeah. But trust me, I know that he was going to be something special after that first preseason game when he forced that fumble. So I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, you can go ahead and take that cap away. You already know what it is. I think this is more validation of the fact that we got the best wide receiving core in the league, and it's not even close. I mean, if we have production, I feel like everybody contributed in their own way. I mean, I think Slovic did a pretty nice job of keeping everybody engaged and involved. I mean, you looked at Nico making the timely catches that he did, Diggs making the timely catches that he did. I mean, we got Tank running in the rounds and all of these different motions and kind of getting him the ball in the rock in open space whenever we got the chance. You look at the numbers and you might think that that's not necessarily a big game for each and every single one of them. But I mean, with all the targets the Tank was getting, we wasn't force feeding nobody. So it's like we kind of spread in the ball whenever we can. And each week is going to be different. So whoever has the hot hand, whoever has the favorable matchup, we're going to probably get them that rock more likely than not compared to everybody else. So it's on a game-by-game basis. I guess this was more validation of my fact that I'm a little bit more of a believer in the Colts more than everybody else as being the second best team in the AFC South. I mean, I got no validation from Jacksonville blowing a double-digit lead to Miami, and Titans look they lost a game in which they gave up no touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball, and that's crazy in itself. But that gives me more validation that they will be a relatively decent team in our division. So it was a close game, better than what we expected, but close but no cigar. Almost don't count. We did what we had to do to get a win. You don't accept anything in a loss that you would in a victory, but you take all the victories that you can. And unlike half of the league, we can sit up here and say that we are 1-0 and it's only getting started for us.
So one thing before we go to the next segment, Maury, Texans, y'all fumble the ball. There's no way on God Green Earth that we didn't try to get fucking Justin Simmons. There's no way we got fucking this nigga fucking Ward back there and y'all signed him to a damn extension. What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Hey,
it's no way we got Jimmy Ward out there getting fried. Tilapia. He's getting cooked back there.
I want to give him some pause. Like, I want to pump the brakes a little bit. Every game, we're probably going to have somebody that's going to have a poor showing, a poor performance. It might be DSJ.
No.
You don't think so?
No. At the end of the day, Jimmy Ward wasn't even that impressive last year in order for us to even extend him. Now, my whole point of him, I'm like, okay, whatever his contract is up, if we can just slip Justin Simmons in there, hopefully. I mean, he signed for, if I'm not mistaken, $8 million. We couldn't give him $8 million to be our starting safety. I mean, because at the end of the day, he's better than Ward. Quite frankly, simple. He's a ball hawk. He's a top. I don't know where you want to put him, Charles, in the safety talk, but he for sure top 5, and there ain't no lower than 5.
In his since his entrance into the league, I think he has the most interceptions out of any DB. So like that speaks for itself.
Ball hawk.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying earlier, I think you could point to anybody because I mean, like, you're a Texan fan, so you're expecting. Well, I guess you're not necessarily expecting perfection from anyone, but you certainly want it. So the second that anybody shows a level of weakness that could, potentially be a threat to our Super Bowl chances, you're going to feel some type of way. I mean, you mentioned as Azeez Al-Shaair didn't play a bad game, but he made one bad play that almost cost us the game. So you got on him for it. Same thing with Ward, although it wasn't just one play, it was multiple
plays.
Plays that it's not even like 50-50 balls. It's like, fam, like, bro, just get in your zone. How are you getting beat up the rail?
But it's like, forget that one, though. Just think about the one at the end of the game. Well, all you had to do was just deflect it. Like, he literally just went up there and little boyed him. He sunned him. Like, it's unexcusable to say that you're the last line of defense. You're a DB. You're a captain. Like, you're highly regarded in the building as a guy that these younger guys are looking up to you to make these plays, and you just go out there and piss down your leg. Like, it's ridiculous.
Hey,
It's simply ridiculous. You need to strip that captain off your jersey if he don't step up step up his game. I don't care what impact he got in that locker room. If he does not step up, we're gonna have to do some serious considerations on benching him and let Petrie and Bullock go out there and rock out. And I mean Petrie for the most part, he wasn't anything negative for the exception of missing that tackle. He was filling the gaps, making the tackles, being electrifying. So if one person can't step up, you're gonna have to put the next one in because at the end of the day, Jimmy Ward is in his 30s. Let's not just sit there and act like people get better in time. They start to slow down. They're not able to make those big plays that they used to make when they was in their 20s. This ain't 2020 no more when San Fran in the conference finals, a conference championship against the Rams, and he out there making plays. That's not him no more. And not to say that he can't be anywhere close to it, but I need to see it because I didn't get a really good chance of being able to see it last year because he was on IR for a majority of the damn year. And when he came back, he went right back on IR. So I need to see a little more.
I think the silver lining in all of this is you rather get these mistakes out the way early. It is week 1. So, I mean, there's only so much you can expect for him to – you don't expect him to do worse. So, I mean, if it's consistent, then, yeah, you obviously want to make a change. But, I mean, it's up from here. If that's the biggest problem that we've had this past Sunday and we still walked away with a dub, then imagine when everybody's clicking on all cylinders. So, we're a well-oiled machine. We just got to clean up a few things.
All right, man. Going into the next topic, man, we're going to get into the top 5 NFL power rankings. We're going to let Tyler take that.
All right, man. Charles, I know we gonna might have some friction, but it's okay. It's all love at the end of the day, man. We going 5-1. 5-1, my top 5 teams. Now, honorable mention. I'm not even gonna do it, man. We're gonna start up at 5. At 5, I got the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Eagles, they look better than they did last year. I mean, it's the first game of the year. I mean, ain't too much stock I can put into the Eagles. But Saquon is electrifying. Their weapon on the outside is electrifying. They defense, it was a positive sign. I think I like what I seen from the rookie playing opposite side of Darius Slay. I mean, you can't be locked down. You simply can't be locked down. But Jalen Hurts, humongous question mark. I mean, I already had question marks going into the season about him. I mean, it's safe to say that he signified that 100 times more after the lackluster performance that he put on display in Brazil on Friday night. I mean, it was I mean, he was trying everything in his power to give that game away. But fortunately, you win. Your team looked good. Hopefully they're able to make some type of adjustments, or if he's able to make the adjustment to not be the downfall of a team that could potentially be special. All right, going to number 4, Detroit Lions. I wanted to put Detroit a little higher off of the caliber opponent that they played, but I simply can't. At the end of the day, you played a team that was on their third string tackle. Their third string tackle. And Charles, do you remember the lead that they had in the game before the Chargers made? I mean, not say the Chargers, the Rams made the comeback.
I believe it was at one point. What I know for sure, it was 20-13 in the fourth quarter before that long drive that Matthew Stafford took, for sure.
Yeah, it's like Detroit is they're that finesse team in a sense. I mean, they got that physical nature to them too, but I just don't know. It's just something about me that I can't. I mean, something about them that I can't fully just like wrap my arms around and be like, I feel like this is like legitimate. You can go all the way. I feel like it's. I don't know. It's something missing. It's a weird feeling. J-Mo, I called it before the season started. I said he was going to be. He was going to emerge into them talks as one of the top receivers in the league. I mean, coming out think he had about 6 catches, $120, scored a touchdown. I mean, his level of speed, if he's able to put anything on film like he did at Alabama, man, watch out for a 1, 2, 3, 4 head monster. And Omari, him, Laporta, and Jahmyr Gibbs. And we're not even going to talk about DJ Montgomery. I mean, shoot, the weapons are. You can go days and days talking about their skill group. I mean, one of the top skill groups in the league. Moving on to number 3, man. I got my very own Houston Texans. Houston, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just calling it how I see it. The win this week, I know I repeated it. It was too close to comfort, but I think the league pretty much knows we're one of them top teams in the league. We look pretty. You can see signs, good things to come in the future. I think CJ, that would probably be one of the worst games he ever played this season. I expect better out of him. That's the only reason why I'm saying that, not based off of his performance, because to an average fan, it looks like a great performance. But to me, being the observer of CJ, I know he could take it up a notch. He could be more efficient on his execution of the offense. And his carelessness. We need to cut out on all them. If you're gonna throw it away, throw that bitch all the way away. We're not throwing it where the guy's able to try to make toe tap interceptions and I mean the Kenny Moore one, that was obviously Kenny Moore thrusted himself to the ball. So I mean, so for all these Instagram NFL GMs over there, that weren't no damn pick. He thrusted himself. That's pass interference. You idiot. All right, moving on to number 2. I got San Francisco 49ers, man. Like I said yesterday, looked very efficient. I mean, up and down both sides of the field. Defense, I mean, pretty much suffocated the Jets. I mean, truthfully, I don't know how much stock you want to put into the Jets offense. I mean, it looked pretty shitty, if you ask me. Aaron Rodgers looked old, looked regressed. Only got Garrett Wilson a buzz. Breece Hall dropped a lot of passes. But Brock Purdy, you play to a T of what a system quarterback looks like. He didn't turn no eyebrows to me. He did what he was supposed to do, which is all you can really ask of him.
That pass to Brandon Ayuk that he dropped, that was a dot. That was a great pass.
Yeah, that was a dot for sure.
Yeah, that was a great dot in the system. Running scheme looked like it's not going to change a big. McCaffrey might miss a couple weeks due to, for what I read in the injury report, it says Achilles tendonitis. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what that means. I mean, not what it means, but the significance of the injury. But hopefully it's not too long. We can see C-Mac back out there. The league is not the same without C-Mac. All right, number 1, obviously, y'all know who it is. Kansas City Chiefs. Back-to-back Super Bowl champions, best quarterback in the league, second best defensive tackle in the league, to Dexter Lawrence, Travis Kelce. That's why I got a little hesitancy, because I want to say he's the best tight end in the league, but quite frankly, I do see a little decline in him. I mean, he didn't have that Kelce effect, but nevertheless, they just bring in more and more guys to just show that the Chiefs are going to be very annoying for AFC contenders throughout years and years. Sorry, Mar. He's in your division. You will be getting torched by him twice a year for the next 10 to 15 years. So, Xavier Worthy it's safe to say that he's going to probably be a part-time owner of the Los Angeles Chargers by the time he's done with it. He's a California native. You know, he's going to go to the new stadium and go crazy. The fam going to be there.
Hey, Mari, I just want to, before you keep on going, T, I just want to ask, when should me and T-Cal arrive for the services?
I ain't gonna lie, if we upset the Chiefs, I'm gonna talk I'm not even gonna talk shit. I'm just gonna send a picture.
You say keyword.
Yeah, have to keep dreaming.
I'm just gonna send a picture. That's it. Cause they say keep dreaming. Anything. I ain't gonna say anything. Anything possible, man. Anything possible.
Man, but that offense looked very explosive. I mean, just speed on speed on speed. On top of that, you're bringing in ex Super Bowl champ, ex Kansas City Chiefs, Juju Smith-Schuster to the mix. And I don't care what nobody says about Juju. With Juju as your wide receiver 5, that ain't too bad. If you ain't got him 1 through 3, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. And then wide receiver 6 is probably realistically McCole Hartman. So, like, that team is extremely stacked, extremely skilled. Andy Reid's the best. It's hard. It's hard for me to just say he's the best after what we raved about Kyle Shanahan. I think Kyle Shanahan is one of the best center callers in the league. I mean, I think I'll say Kyle Shanahan is the best center caller in the league. But that's my list, 1 through 5. And honorable mention was my number 6 with the Cowboys, defeating the Browns 33-17. We'll get into that in a little bit about that, but that's my list. 5 Eagles, 4 Lions, 3 Texans, 2 49ers, and 1 Chiefs.
The top 4, I may, flip maybe one thing, but we got the same team, so it ain't really nothing I could debate about that for real. But nah, I gotta swap out the Eagles. To me, they look like the same exact team as last year. You get into these holes, you put yourself in these horrific situations, and you always got to claw your way back. Now, credit to you, the resilience is there. You turned over the ball in your own territory multiple times and only gave up field goals. Truth be told, if Green Bay scores touchdowns on those drives, that is a blowout. There is no way that game would have been close. But you got to give them credit where it's due. They came out of a bad situation, got themselves a dub. Fly Eagles fly, I guess. But I don't get no level of fear from Philadelphia, at least for me personally. I would swap them out with the Cowboys just for the standpoint of how dominant they look. Now, granted, I didn't look at Cleveland as like a playoff team by any means, but just on all 3 levels and 3 phases of the ball. I mean, like the offense looked like it was, same old for Dallas. Defense looked explosive with a great pass rush, 6 sacks. It's pretty damn good. And then special teams, Cavante Turpin doing his thing. I got more faith, or at least I get more out of watching the Cowboys than watching what Philadelphia did on Friday night. And that's not like me sitting up here and trying to be a Cowboys supporter by any means, because, I'm from Houston. I'm always right with the H, but if we're just keeping it a buck from a football perspective, I don't really look at Philadelphia as a top 5 team, at least not in my opinion.
So what was your list?
Literally everything the same except changing the order of the Lions and Texans. Nothing the Texans didn't do wrong. It's just I look at the Rams better than the Colts. So I looked at, just the quality of opponent, but hell, they probably in the same exact caliber for what I'm saying. I look at that as being the Chiefs, 49ers, Lions, and Texans as like the 4 best teams in the NFL, best 2 teams in each conference for sure. And then 5, I got the Cowboys over the Eagles. And truth be told, as crazy as this may sound, maybe I'm going to be looked at as like crazy for this. I give more faith in what I saw from Baltimore on Thursday than I do from the Eagles.
I mean, I don't got no pushback towards that. I mean, I think Baltimore, obviously you're competing with the best team in the league. So that's not just a crazy assumption to say. But I think as far as you can't put it on one team as a top 5 team that necessarily didn't play their A+ game. Now, if they would have put something better out there on the field, then there would have been an argument, a realistic argument for me to be like, okay, they deserve top 5 honors. But to say it's week 1, to say other top teams looked a little better, executed their offensive scheme, and should eventually, obviously, won their games. I mean, I give a little more, credit and kudos to that. So, I mean, I respect it for sure. But Baltimore, despite them being in that close game with KC, they still don't. They didn't look as good as what people want to portray it to be. But Mari, what you got? What did you like the list? What did you have any changes? What's your perspective on it? Mute.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah. Only change I would add, man, was just adding Baltimore to the list. They did, like you said, they played the best team in the league. But, well, yeah, at least one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to like tone it down and add them in that list because they are a solid team. Well, we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? But I expect them to be talented. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, nah, everything was pretty set in stone. I mean, pretty obvious. I like the list.
Yeah, it's not a bad list at all.
Mm-hmm.
What's your rating 1 to 10?
Your list?
Yeah.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, like an 8.5.
Nah, that's cool. Shoot, man, I got room for improvement. We good.
Yeah. Not to like put pause on anything, but I want to highlight something right quick, if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, we.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, this might have been, maybe I'm just looking at this from a different perspective, but this might have been one of the craziest week ones I've ever seen in NFL history. It's, to me, it's damn near historic. I mean, like, I'm looking at just the Sunday games alone, fam. We had 2 games in which a team did not score an offensive touchdown, and they won. Like I want y'all to think about. I don't want y'all to think about how crazy that is. Like we had a kicker be the best player on the field with T.J. Watt, Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and all of them boys, and he was the best player. Not only because he scored all their points, punter got hurt and he was out here punting the ball. Like that is
That
crazy.
boy, Young Ho, cool.
Man,
That boy,
nah,
different.
What he talking about? He said, yeah, go cool. We talking about Chris Boswell.
Oh, I would expect y'all to say Young Ho, cool, boy. I'm gonna say it. That boy,
no,
different.
it's
Chris Boswell
Talking about the
was good, too.
Steelers and
He's
the
always been
talking about the
great.
Steelers and the Bears.
yeah.
Oh,
I
my
mean, bro, it's
He called it
crazy.
Falcons.
Yeah, but it's crazy, bro. It's like this whole week was just insane. Like Caleb Williams is one of 2 quarterbacks in NFL history to have their opening game in which they threw for at least 25 passes and less than 100 yards. You know who the other quarterback is?
Who?
Desmond Ridder.
Damn.
That is crazy, bro. And he won. Like he's the first quarterback in I think a long time to win they like NFL debut. So the fact that he did that while putting up a stinker is insane. I mean, I'm looking at all these other games. Bro, we had Gerard Mayo upsetting the Bengals. I don't know what's going on in Cincinnati where they can't start off fairly well. Good Lord. I'm looking at the Jaguars. I'm not looking at them at a threat at all. Dolphins, because I want to highlight all these teams to a certain extent. The Dolphins, that boy Tyreek Hill got detained and he got a touchdown by celebrating getting detained. Like that's crazy. That's crazy in its own right. Hell, I'll even highlight Mari. Like, bro, J.K. Dobbins got 13 and a half yards a carry. Like, that is crazy, bro.
Joe Alt for president.
Yeah,
Joe.
I'm gonna say. I mean, we got 2 power backs back there, man. Well, not power backs, but we got 2 pretty solid backs back there, bro. So,
Man,
Bro, his nickname is Control Alt Delete.
JK done got slow.
You know how elite that nickname is? I ain't gonna lie, that's probably one of the most elite nicknames. Control Alt Delete. Nigga, shut up.
that is insane.
Hey,
First game of his career.
Hey Charles, hot take. By next year, if not by the end of this season, he might be an All Pro. He might be.
Oh man,
by next year, he on pace of possibly doing that right now. First game against Max Crosby, and you essentially shut him down.
0 sacks, 0 hurries, 0 nothing. Like,
bro, I'm not done. The Raiders, you get the full Gardner Minshew experience. He played relatively okay, and then he messed around and threw a pass backwards while trying to throw it forwards. Like, how did that even happen? There was like less than 40 touchdown passes thrown this week. You know, Baker Mayfield accounted for more than 10% of touchdowns. Like, that is crazy, fam. And then probably the most shocking thing that I looked at, Daniel Jones played a horrible game. Awful, right? Terrible. I'm talking about he has since he signed that contract, more touchdown passes to the other team than he does to his own receivers, right? And it might be, and I hate to say this, he might not even be the worst quarterback in the NFL. Bryce Young, man. Oh my God, that is a man, bro. Like your first, I want to see him win. Like I seen him win a Heisman. Like I seen him carry a lackluster roster of Bama to double-digit wins after his Heisman season. Like I know he
was in his O line.
But no, his O-line is supposedly to be improved. Like, this is how bad Sunday was for him, bro. First pass of the season, first play of the year is a pick.
Wait, what's another one?
His first play of the season was an interception. Like,
Stupid, bro.
But nah, it's crazy, bro. Because his first play was an interception. He threw another interception again, 13 for 30, down 30-0 before the half is crazy. But not even that, bro. I'm a Texans fan. No matter what narrative T-Cal want to spin, I'm a Texans fan through and through. So I get a lot of Texans content on my Twitter. My feed is getting blown up by like Carolina news of all these people just basically shitting on Bryce Young.
Brother, this guy's stupid. This is stupid, bro. Damn, Bryce. God damn.
Oh,
he gonna see this. He gonna be like, that nigga.
He gonna put that in his motivation, and then them little comeback story little video.
Nah, it's bad though. Like on some serious stuff, it's like we look at that trade that we got rid of Deshaun Watson and got that humongous haul back as like the worst trade in recent memory. We look at that trade for the 49ers to get Trey Lance and just to ship him off the year after. And they only get saving grace from landing Brock Purdy in the last pick of the draft eventually. But this might, if he doesn't pick it up, bro, this might possibly be the worst trade in recent memory that we've seen in a long time because this is insane. I hope he can pick it up because it is not looking good for that brother whatsoever.
Damn.
No cap. Omari.
All right, next question, man. Hey, is it time to give up on Deshaun Watson, or you know what I'm saying? We want to like pump the brakes on it.
Well, I mean, I safe to say I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. It's time to give up on him. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Like, it cut, like, you know, quick to the point. 24 for 45. 24 for 45. And I'm sorry for keep reusing this same little thing, but nigga, oh my God.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
He is awful. That young man is atrocious. Like when I tell you, that's the most he looked like. First off, he's the worst quarterback in the National Football League. Damn. QBR of 9.3. That ranks 32 out of 32 in quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, the dog pound. Damn, he's stinking up my room in this bitch. But the dog pound leader. Lord. Nigga, 43% of all plays went for 0 or negative yards.
Lord.
Yeah, do y'all understand how significant that is? That 43% of your plays are going backward. So just imagine. I'm in this show. I'm operating out the gun. Okay, Charles. I need you to play running back right here. But when I'm hiking this bitch, I'm going backwards. I'm not trying to go forward. I'm going backwards. So, nigga, blue 42. Blue 42. He's going this way. He's not going to you. He's going this way. He's getting negative yards on almost half of his plays. This man is shitty. He's the shitty boy. This nigga is awful. Like
We ain't talking baby Tron either.
He was 1 of 11 completion to attempts when pressured. 6 sacks. 6. At the end of the day, I'm gonna put on the NFL All 22. We're gonna go back in the film and we're gonna watch this. Okay. He had both his tackles out. Okay, I understand that both his starting tackles were out. But that still wasn't no excuse. Because then at the end of the day, when you put on the film, and I don't watch a couple of highlights of what Deshaun Watson had to work with. And when I tell you, man, there were certain throws that I could go out there and make, and I'm not no type of thrower of the football whatsoever, but I could go out there and make those throws, man. It looked horrendous. He had no confidence. He had no playmaking ability. He has nothing that made him who Deshaun Watson is today. Like, it looked awful. And you don't want to kick a man while he's down. But, I mean, you got another lawsuit on the way, brother. Like, it only gets worse from here. I know he don't have personal issues, so, condolences for you and your loss. But this don't got nothing to do with you on this field. This is your job. And quite frankly, every social media outlet is basically asking for your replacement and your termination immediately from any type of national football team, because you're quite frankly the worst quarterback to ever lace up cleats in this league at the moment right now. And obviously, the Browns got enough trust in you to throw your ass out there next week. But I think it's about time to end this Deshaun Watson fiasco once and for all. I think by midway in the season, if he doesn't pick it up, it's safe to say that Jameis Winston will be taking over the helms, and they will be looking for a new quarterback in the offseason. Quite frankly, it might be throughout the draft because there will be a lot of quarterbacks available. But it's sad that we ended up getting a low. I mean, it's not sad for me, but it's sad for the Browns to say that they thought that they done finessed us with the steal of the century by taking a top 3 quarterback in Deshaun Watson and hey, Super Bowl contention. We got the quarterback, and then he went over there after he done got done doing what he did in Houston, and I don't want to speak on him because obviously that was pretty horrific of the stuff that he was doing to them females in Houston and stuff, and the cases, and obviously majority of them got settled, but he still got some pending. But I mean, it's completely unacceptable that we got an NFL level quarterback playing the position this shitty, and for his termination or his replacement isn't immediate is, it's quite frankly scary. I know you invested a lot of money into him, but it's, at a certain point, you're going to have to do what's best for the team. You got guys coming in every single day putting their bodies on the line to go out there and make a name for themselves, get a paycheck. It's no excuse. You got receivers out the whizzing. You got Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, and the joke who just got hurt. I mean, you got Nick Chubb coming back in a couple weeks. I mean, it's literally no excuse. So it's either put up or shut up. I mean, I wish I had faith in you, but you're not a Texan no more. So quite frankly, you burned my team dry. I mean, thank you for burning us, because at the end of the day, we ended up with quite frankly, I might be speaking on a limb, but I think he's going to be the second best quarterback in the league by the end of this season in CJ Stroud. So thank you for that.
Like you said, you don't want to, keep beating on a man, picking a man while he's down, but it's looking spooky in Cleveland. Obviously, prayers out. He lost his father prior to the game, so
he lost his father.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was his brother.
Nah, he lost his father. He that you don't want to deal with that anyway, no matter what profession you're in. So, to be under the scrutiny that you're already under with all of these, off-field issues that you've had that just keeps on growing as of yesterday, and to have that in the back of your mind as well, it's like, it's a tough scene for him. I mean, I think they're in a terrible situation. because obviously it put all of this money and investment into you. But it's like if I buy a car for like $30 million, whatever the price tag may be, if I buy an expensive car, I'm not keeping that mug just huddled up in my garage. I'm gonna go out and use it. I don't care how broken down or battered up or beat up it's gonna be. I'm gonna use it. There's a reason why Daniel Jones is still the starting quarterback for the Giants, because no matter how terrible we think he is, he's not going to get $160 million to be on the bench. Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. Like, up until the game against Dallas, when Dak beat him literally by $1 million, he was the highest. He got the most guaranteed money in NFL history. And they have quite literally zero things to show for it, like zero types of production. His first year he got there, he was suspended. His second year, we gave him an excuse that he was rusty. The third year is not looking necessarily the best. Seemed like he might have showed a little bit of promise in one game against Baltimore before he ended up getting hurt. Now it's year 4. The excuses are kind of running moot and dry at this point, and it's not like he got a lot of people rooting for him anyways, especially in the eyes of the public for sure.
He got you.
Man, I'm not rooting. Man, I'm not even finna entertain that, man. I'm not even finna entertain that. That's capping. I ain't talking about the stuff that's on the bottle. But I will say this though. I guess this is more validation. I mean, because let me ask y'all a question. Where did y'all have Cleveland heading into the season prior to week 1? Like, how did y'all?
For sure. Playoff for sure.
Playoffs.
It was only if Deshaun Watson came back somewhat of a Houston Texan, not fully, but somewhat of a Houston Texan, Deshaun Watson.
Okay, now for both of y'all, somewhat of Houston Texans. Y'all, if Houston Texans version of Deshaun Watson was his peak, what would y'all consider? What percentage of it would y'all expect him to be for them to be successful?
Realistically, 50, 55. I'll say 55 to 60 because Houston Deshaun was a top 3 quarterback, and he was like firmly in the mix. So I would say Cleveland really only need competent quarterback play. They don't need elite quarterback play. Just like San Francisco, it's the system. Like if you work that system to a T, you'll have guys like Joe Flacco being America's top quarterbacks and winning comeback player of the year in those type of systems. So you don't really need to be a hell of a quarterback to be in that system. You just got to be able to play to the T.
Yeah, they really just need him to make them damn plays, honestly. But I say about like 65%. Yeah, I say that. Just so, like, you know what I'm saying? You can make them plays and everything. But yeah, that's really it.
Okay. Now I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to understand how unrealistic of a version of Deshaun Watson y'all are asking for. Deshaun Watson, you just consider him at his time in Houston a top 3 quarterback. That's in a league where we still had Brady in New England doing his thing, Aaron Rodgers winning MVPs, and Mahomes not even getting to the level that we thought he was getting to after his first Super Bowl. Like, he was still ascending, and he's firmly in the mix as being quite possibly the best quarterback in the NFL, not named Patrick Mahomes or not named Tom Brady. Like, he's getting ahead of guys like Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers was, before he even had his poor year in Green Bay. Like, he was having a great season. And his last year of Houston, he led the league in passing yards. Like, that is extremely hard to do. And the fact that or at least the people in Cleveland, after all this time, are just kind of hoping and praying that he'll get anywhere close to that level, that's not realistic whatsoever. Because, I mean, even if y'all have more realistic expectations than maybe the average Cleveland fan, you want him to get to maybe about 50, 60, maybe even 70% of that version of himself. Even at that case, you are telling me that you're basically expecting him to be among the elite level quarterbacks in the AFC, let alone the NFL. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC right now. No matter how you look at it, it's not a lot of bad QB play going on in that conference. And for them to be a playoff contender, or in Cleveland's eyes, a Super Bowl contender, they're going to need him to go at least play comparable to Patrick Mahomes, to CJ Stroud, to Josh Allen, to hell, whatever we think Aaron Rodgers is at this moment in time. And that's not even including the players in his division. I mean, like, you're competing against the likes of Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. We get Joe Burrow put up a stinker last game, but I mean, based off what we've seen from Deshaun Watson, it's like, it ain't like it's just like bad. We're not trying to overemphasize, and I don't want to overreact to his poor performance, but expecting him to be this version of himself that we haven't seen in almost half a decade, and in the first action we see from the 2024 season is him accounting for 30 passing yards in the middle of the third quarter, like, that is horrific. Don't let them garbage stats fool you. Like, that is awful. You could look at his demeanor and you could tell that it's not like he's having any type of structure, any type of flow. He's not getting to a rhythm. He's missing open reads, open throws. And frankly, I want to showcase a level of humility for the guy because he is human. But it ain't like the world is rooting for him, like I said. And as far as Cleveland fans go, even if none of this off-field stuff even came into play, they invested a lot of money, and they, like I said, they have nothing to show for it. Like, at this point, it's production or else. Like, he's playing in a way that he might see himself out of the league. Like, this is truly insane, the level of drop in play that we are watching Deshaun Watson get in this real time. Like, he was a top-tier quarterback to the likes of being able to, like, this is the same guy that went band for band, taking us to the playoffs, knocking off Buffalo in that epic first round game in the wild card, and then put up 24 points unanswered against Mahomes on the road. Like, to see him go from that and have this level of fall from grace, and for him, it's unfortunate, but it's put up or shut up time for him because it's not like he has any other option to do anything else.
Damn. I honestly feel bad for the man, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, a lot of that off-field stuff, like, is affecting him right now. And I want to see him do better. I want to see that Houston Deshaun, man, but
Nah, don't feel bad for that. No, don't feel bad for him. Cause
I don't know.
he tried to run out on us, like a hoe, and his karma caught up to him. All the bad stuff he did in the world, and forget what all the bad stuff that he did in the world. Well, not forget. I'm very aware, and it was extremely wrong. I don't want to bring up all the off field stuff. I want to keep it strictly on field because it's ridiculous. I mean, he's not playing NFL caliber quarterback, and
No, not at all.
It's very unacceptable. And
He's not at all. But it's just like, damn, like, you went from being the cream of the crop to, like, being at the bottom of the food chain, and it's really just crazy because I remember, like, in high school, we just seeing, like, the little highlights and everything. He's making these amazing plays, these amazing throws to this. Like, and he drops down he goes from that to this, and it's just like, it's crazy, bro. Like, his fall off has to be studied. That is insane, bro. Like, it's crazy, but hopefully, man, he could make some type of comeback. You know what I'm saying? Because, like Charles said, it's either put up or shut up for him, man, or he gonna be out the damn league. He gonna be a free agent, or he gonna retire, bro. Like,
oh shit, getting 231 guaranteed in your bank account, man. You can walk away. You can walk away from anything.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know Cleveland, like, damn, why did we get this man this much money? Snapping the clipboard.
I mean, from Cleveland's standpoint, it's like, this got to be the worst decision we made as a franchise, in a franchise that has made a lot of terrible decisions. So that's saying something. And then from Deshaun, it's like, I'm pretty sure he wants to be in the NFL. He wants to get back to that level. But because
Cleveland struggled with quarterbacks. My bad, bro.
Nah, you good. It's just the second that he stops playing football, it's like, do you know how much hell might break loose for this man with all this off-field stuff that's going on? Like,
Hey,
it's,
well,
it'll be rough.
don't touch, don't take advantage of people trying to do services for you. That's all I can say. Don't be that guy, because at the end of the day, karma come back for everybody. It doesn't miss no man. So him on that weirdo shit. I mean, if karma wasn't bad enough on the field, or karma wasn't bad enough off the field, on the field just made it 100 times worse. Because not only you going through hell off the field, but the only reason why you got some of the exceptions that you did from the likes of the level of punishment that he really should have received from the horrific crimes that he did to these females is strictly off of the fact that he was that elite. And the league held him in that high regard with like Deshaun Watson. At the end of the day, he did what he did, but he is a prime marquee moneymaker for us in our league because he was regarded as one of those high level elite quarterbacks. So they was trying to find ways, as we all remember and can recall, they was in the courts every other day. Shoot, it was at a point in time, he had no suspension. Like, it seemed like it was gonna be business as usual. And then all of a sudden it was like it was a point in time like the league didn't even touch him. Like, he literally was working out at Camp Sienna, throwing it to practice squad receivers because he didn't want to play for the Texans. Like, it was like he was getting very, very favorable treatment. So I don't have no sympathy for that man whatsoever. I mean, outside of his outside life, when it comes to losing family members and stuff like that, RIP to his family members. That or RIP to his dad. That's in no way, shape, or form. I don't want no disrespect when it comes to that. Football is football. What he did off the field with the females is what he did, but don't wish that upon my worst enemy to lose their loved ones. But trust me, karma came back for him, man. And it's unfortunate that he's at this stage of his career where it looks like, I mean, sure, everybody that's on television, pretty much everybody in the league kind of look at him as a bottom feeder. And it's a shame if it is the last of them. Well, at least we got the best of what you could have potentially ever did on the football field in a Texan jersey. So, hey, I guess that's the only thing you'll be able to. Would y'all think Ford would be retired in Houston or no?
God, no.
He
Well, nah, it ain't gonna be like that. Maybe, yeah, what happened with what's going on. I mean, like, you gotta remember, majority of that stuff did kind of take place in the city of Houston. And then what has he done that Matt Schaub didn't do? If we're talking about on the field, I mean, if that's the case, then we should kind of retire Schaub's jersey as well, maybe Yates as well. So it's like, that's kind of tough. I mean, I guess one thing that I'll add to this is, like, you got the whole world going against you with everything that's going on. But even in terms of on-field play, it's like the last thing you want is for your teammates to kind of turn on you. And it even seems like when they played the Cowboys, it was like, it didn't even seem like many teammates even had his back. I mean, like, I seen a play, I think, where he was trying to, either get up off the ground or try to assist his old lineman off the ground. And
he stepped his hand.
Yeah, bro. Like, you don't see that in the NFL. Like, you don't see that in sports in general. Like, y'all are sports, for those that don't play, like, that is a brotherhood, that is a sisterhood. Y'all are family, y'all are one. Even if it is for one season, those are going to be the brothers and sisters that you call upon, arms to walk in a battle. So, like, to see the big boys that's protecting you, that's supposed to literally get paid to protect their asset, the $230 million asset that you are, and to see that level of treatment towards you, it's like, from within, that's a sad sight to see for sure.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn. That's all I can say about that. That's insane, man.
Hey, but without further ado, man, episode 21 has been concluded, man. Great episode, y'all boys. CDS family, man. We appreciate the love and support that y'all show us night in and night out on our videos, man. The YouTube is going up as we can see. Keep subscribing, keep showing love on all the posts. Repost it, share it to your friends. We trying to blow up. We trying to do it the right way. We not buying followers. We not doing all the extra stuff. We doing it organically. This is homegrown from the ground up, man. I hope y'all enjoy our content. Like, comment, subscribe on all our posts. Keep the Twitter, IG, keep all the notifications on every site. We got big surprises coming for y'all really soon. And shoot. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
So one more thing. Hey, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. The man upstairs is going to keep you prepared. With that being said, Keith, it's time, my brother.
If you know, you know.
Yes, sir. But hey,
if you know, you know. Hey, we're going to need that video immediately.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But hey, with that being said, if you need the facts, come check the stats.
Hey, we gonna get that. We're gonna get that trademark for sure.
Nah, for sure.
But CDS signing out.
So.